Here's running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Sometimes the most simple statements, the most obvious, stupid little statements say so much. You know what I mean? Like, why are cliches cliches? Well, because there's something to them. Boys will be boys. Football is football. No bleep, man. Well, boys will be boys. And what's Mike Bobo say?
Football is football.
Football is football. And when you put boys together playing football, sometimes boys will be football, or football will be boys, or boys will be football. And that's how it might be. What's up? Merry Wednesday. What the hell is he talking about? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck in DC. What's up, boys?
What a two.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
So you put two teams together, guys who've been hitting each other, hitting their buddies, hitting their teammates for the last month. Hey, we're going to go against another team, and we finally get to hit someone else, but don't hit our guy too hard or don't hit their guy too hard. Hey, you blindsided my dude, and we're off to the races, and you get brawls in practice. How do you have joint practices? And in this case, specific case, the Eagles and the Colts, and expect at this point in camp you're not going to have some sort of a fight? Like, it's just the way it is, right? It's just what we expect?
Yes.
Accept? Do expect it and accept it. ACC, not EXP.
Not to the extent we've seen in some of them, especially yesterday's. If guys are getting a little physical, getting a little chippy, pushing, shoving, but you don't want to see whole teams on the field swinging, because then it's just helmets could go flying and swung as just weapons. Hands could be broken on helmets. And that's also why you've seen a few teams this week going into the final week of the preseason going,
No, we're good.
We're good. We're not going to do our joint practice.
Like the Patriots did. Yeah. This one was evidently sparked when Eagles center Jason Kelce blindsided Zaire Franklin at the end of a play. The Colts linebacker went to the ground. Kelce evidently was unhappy with Franklin getting extra physical with a running back, Kenneth Gainwell, on back-to-back plays. Again, my guy is a little too physical with your guy, and you're pissed off. That doesn't happen when we're in our own practice. I don't want to hurt my running back. So Kelce afterwards called, he took ownership. He owned his actions. He called his hit on Franklin a cheap shot. That started this whole thing. Quote, this is Jason Kelce of the Philadelphia Eagles. We try and keep things civil on the field, and I pride myself on being a guy that sustains the emotions and level of play out there. And I let my emotions get the better of me. That certainly doesn't belong out there on the field, and a little ashamed that it got to that level, end quote. You said he didn't get together with Franklin after practice to address it because tensions were a little bit high for right now. Here's the deal. And I've watched this thing swing, it feels like, in the last 2 weeks, where they like these practices because they're more. Didn't you tell me the other day, right? This was the whole conversation. They're more controlled,
well, about
right?
that.
They're more. I haven't seen these fights in games. Have you?
No.
But in the whole point, well, they're more controlled. There's less
controlled.
hitting. I don't know, man.
Because you are not concerned about doing this. You're not worried about doing this. You'd never do this in a game. But in practice, it's just practice.
Right? Is the trend going to start going the other way? It feels like it. It feels like it's just like in the last 2 weeks, a couple of people are like, yeah, no, we're good, man.
I think teams are just going to do one and then get back to their
For a couple of days before, like, the
regular
first
schedule.
scrimmage.
Yeah. Instead of multiple joint practices in the preseason.
Yeah, I could see the benefits, man. You're throwing me a different look. I get to do a few different things. It's more game. I'm not going up against me, right? I'm getting better going up, but I don't know how much of this crap you need.
This is the first year I can remember having multiple scrimmages and team practices like this. It used to be just 1 week. Maybe I'm forgetting this, but is this first or second year that they've been doing the multiple?
No, it feels like it's been a few, but it seems like everybody's doing it now.
Yeah,
it's almost like those Guardian helmets, or what do we call it? Is that what they're called?
The Guardian cap.
Yeah. By the way, kind of fascinating yesterday. The Guardian Cap stuff. If you missed this yesterday, and I'm sure if you're listening now, you very well may have. 9 o'clock yesterday, we spoke with a gentleman from Guardian Caps, and those are those kind of bubble wraps on top of the helmets that you're seeing, right? The what do we call them? The bumpers, the
airbag for your head.
That's right. That you see football players wearing in practice, and we talked to a guy from there about the technology and the potential of that expanding into games. If you missed it, it's worth a few minutes. Go over to our website, sportsanimалabq.com, and take a listen because there's some really good stuff in there. But this deal with Philly and Indianapolis, it didn't really start with the Kelce thing. I guess it was chippy earlier in practice. There was a little scuffle on the sidelines because Derek Barnett, a defensive end for the Eagles, knocked the ball out of rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson's hand. We can't have that. We can't have that. I guess there's history with these two teams facing off, right? But whatever. All right, that's where we are in the NFL. We got brawls on Tuesdays going into the final week of National Football League preseason. If you want to get in today, we got a lot of stuff to go through. 505-246-0610. That is your Sports Animal phone line. It is also the Sports Animal text line. What's on your mind today? Get in that way. Or would you rather email Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com? JJ, spelled JJ, at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, which is now called X, it's _ JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, the OD and the AM, you can watch the show. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, Facebook page, and the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. This was good news for the Commanders and any of you who have already taken Terry McLaurin in a draft. Have either one of you had a draft yet? I got another one tonight.
No, I have not. My first one's this Saturday.
How many are you in?
So
fantasy leagues.
Right now, I've kind of scaled it back because I like daily, to be honest. I do quite a bit of that. So I have one main league I've been in for like my entire adult life, and then I have recently joined the Cumulus League. So
look at you representing our show in the big Cumulus League. Represent well. Actually, you'll dominate that.
Yeah,
league.
it's over.
All right, good for you. I'm rooting for you. What's your team name in that league?
I don't know. It's a generated one from Yahoo, I guess. And so I'll generally what I do is I see who my players are and I think of something very inappropriate that goes along with their names.
No, that's good. We used to have it running on the board just with random things that were said during the show, and there was a list up here on the board of names. So how many are you in this year?
One.
All right. Are you in the Cumulus League?
Not as of right now.
Yeah, I've opted out of that too. Just 3's enough, dude. I was doing 5 at one point. It's just, I mean,
it feels like work at 5.
Well, I got 3 jobs, and I got a kid, and I got 3 I'm not that good.
Having 5 fantasy teams is like having a part-time job.
So I gave one a few years ago when I had 5. I gave one to Addie and Audra, right? They called it AC Squared, and they had their own fantasy team, and it was cool. And they drafted. I helped them, and by about week 5, they're I forgot to transition. You had to pick up players by. I forgot. I got to set my lineup, and I had 5 teams. It was my team. I tried because the whole concept was they're going to watch football with me on Sunday, and they're going to give a damn because they have a team. That was the whole concept. We'll see how that went. I went with a buddy of mine just moved up to Portland, and he put a picture on social media the other day about how to poop. There was a sign, how to poop in the woods, and there was instructions. And it said, always carry a poop kit with you. And I'm like, what? So in that league that he's in, it's Portland Poop Kit would be the name there.
That's a good name. I like that.
Can't just leave a mess everywhere.
Pack a shovel.
No, you got to pack your little shovel, your hand shovel. You got to go, I believe it's 40 feet away from a water source, 80 feet away from the camp. You have to go at least 8 inches deep. I can give you the whole directions if you want, how to properly poop in the woods. And then do not bury the paper. Haul out what you haul in, which is a problem in its own right. But good morning to you. How's your breakfast? All right. This all started, did you draft Terry McLaurin? Right. MRI on Terry McScorin, the wide receiver for the Washington, as some people like to say, but Washington as it is, Commanders. Right big toe. You saw him leave Monday night's game into the first half. No major damage after an MRI. That doesn't sound great to me. With all due respect, no major damage. They did an MRI. They're optimistic that he'll be available for the opener. I don't.
He's got a hurt foot.
Yeah.
Again, do we know the toe? The big toe, you got
They're
to
not
keep it.
removing it, dude.
Some of the other ones,
One of the
Move it
options
and
is
move
not
on.
yours.
move on.
One of the options is not yours. They're not taking off his damn toe. They're just not.
It means it's out there week 1 for your fantasy football team.
I got Johan Dotson, dude. I got the other guy. You worried about that? Toe injuries linger, man. Oh, you hurt your little toe. Yeah, dude. You ever walk? You ever have an injured toe? Do you ever hurt a toe? You kick the bed or something, bedpost, or I mean, even that, dude.
That is the worst.
What hurts more than that second after the middle of the night, you're walking and you just like you're in a hotel room and you don't know what's there, and you kick the damn thing with like your little toe or your third, fourth toe. But that like 3 seconds. Here it comes. Ah, you know that one.
Oh, I know it very well. I do that.
And when it's cold, and
Oh,
you
my
do
goodness. You're just stacking it on now.
it. Yeah, well, make it hurt, dude. If it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt. It is going to
So
hurt.
think of that as a constant as and then you get up in the morning, you're like, oh, damn, my toe. Why am I limping? Oh, yeah, I kicked that thing when I went to take a pee. Right? I mean, am I wrong?
No, not at all. What happened to my toenail?
Seriously, why is the thing hanging? And it's blue.
Oof.
I know.
Oh, man.
I know. That's how this thing works. But he's okay. And I know what people, well, whatever, his little toe hurts. Yeah, damn. His little toe hurts. And dude's a receiver and has to cut on it and make plays, and you picked him up as your number 1 or number 2 receiver. Terry McLaurin at 1. If you don't get Jefferson Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, am I
He
missing
is the
someone?
number 1 in Washington.
Yeah, but is he a number 1 fantasy? Like if there's 14 teams,
14 teams. It's back end of wide receiver 1.
he's a back end of wide receiver
In the
1, right?
League that size, yes.
Right? I mean, he's like somebody's got him, I promise you, as their number 1 wide receiver. And so this is information that you need to know and you need to monitor. If toe hurts, then where do I get? I'm looking at something right now. Terry McLaurin is ranked. The hell is he? 24. Feels low. Calvin Ridley's above him. I took Calvin Ridley instead of him.
What round?
I took Calvin Ridley on that 15, that 14-15 wraparound. But that means there were keepers. Everybody got 1 keeper. So there was a whole 14 off the board. So basically it was the 28th and 29th pick. I got Joe Mixon, Calvin Ridley.
I like that.
It wasn't horrible, right?
No, that's
What
nice.
up?
It's a
The
good
fact that
start.
I got a kind of a frontline running back at that point made me happy.
Yeah. No, that's a really
And
good
Garrett
start.
Wilson went the pick right before me. I really thought I was getting Mixon and Garrett Wilson. I was like, oh yeah. And dude did that to me like 4 times. He took Garrett Wilson. He took Charbonnet late in the draft. He took there's another running back I really wanted.
That is the worst when you get your player sniped. You're ready to go.
Well,
ready
and
to pick
you're eyeing him 8-9 picks away. Okay. Oh, he's got to last one more. You motherless. Yeah. Yeah. That's how that plays. All right. When we come back, put me in, coach. He hadn't played in a preseason game since 2018. He's everything you and everybody else in the league want to see. He is A-Rod. He's going to make his Jets debut in Gotham City this weekend in a preseason game that's not going to matter, and you're going to watch, aren't you? We're going to talk about that and why he is playing when we return here on the opening drive. Hey, you got an alarm at your home. You got an alarm at your business. I do too. We got security cameras. Yep, me too. You know what? It's not enough. IPS will help you. Call International Protective Service. I did years ago. They give me, my family, my neighbors a sense of security. They patrol every day. I was out just the other day, Sunday. What day? Trash days, Monday. Sunday night was out dealing with the garbage. We were sweeping up some leaves in the front yard, me and Addie, and Officer Crespin came by. Just because he comes by every day, checks on the house. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Officer Crespin, how are you? Everything all right? Yep. All right, we checked when you were gone. We did all those exterior checks. Things look good. Like, really appreciate it. Don't wait to be a victim of vandalism or theft. Call IPS before. IPS offers standing guards, 24-hour patrols. They protect your home. protect your business and respond quickly to alarms. They prevent loss and damage to your property. Look, private security can save you money. The number's 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
field, well, quarterback. What's up, Mary? Whatever day? What day is today?
23rd.
23rd. What? Tuesday night concerts are tough, man. I'm just gonna say. I was telling JJ though, getting out of the pavilion, I was so thankful to be parked in that lower VIP to get out of there quicker last night after Snoop. There was a ton of people out. Snoop and Wiz Khalifa and Too Short, and what a show last night, man. It's the scene that you think it was too. Everything you're thinking about it, yeah, that's what it was. It was a good time last night.
Did Snoop bring the full band? The Snoopadelics?
No, well, he had a lot of dancers.
Naturally.
Too Short came out with him for a short time. Wiz was out there actually for a bunch of songs at the end. Good time. Oh, good time.
It's been a while since I've seen Snoop.
I had never seen Snoop.
He opened for 311 one summer tour, and he brought the band with him. It was pretty awesome.
I'll bet. Actually, I'd love to see 311.
They will be at the State Fair on the 16th.
Here?
Here.
In the Borque?
In the Borque.
Wow. My brother said Berkey yesterday. I'll be in the Berkey. I'm like, come on. He's like, look, man, you're gringo. I'm like, no. All right. You ready to watch some Aaron Rodgers? Like, again, we're talking practice, man. Talk about practice, not real games, not real. We're talking about practice, but we're all going to watch, aren't we? I haven't seen. I was obviously at the show last night, so I haven't seen the new Hard Knocks that dropped last night. I will watch it today. But Aaron Rodgers hasn't played in the preseason since 2018. That was 5 years ago. He played 7 snaps in that game. Second exhibition game for the Packers. He will play a little bit on Saturday versus the Giants. I think this is good. I think at some point he needs to get in and take some live snaps with this new team, don't you?
And then, especially with him talking about wanting to build chemistry with the offensive line. You build chemistry by taking some snaps, by being put in a situation where they have to protect you. You're going to have to do those offensive line calls. Dwayne Brown, his aging left tackle, is scheduled to come off the physically unable to perform list today. He'll be starting for the New York Jets. And it's about getting a little comfortable because it's going to take time overall. Even if he didn't play, Aaron Rodgers is in that category of you don't expect any issues when he's on the field week one. But I think this is a decision from the New York Jets that they are a little worried about the offensive line and just what it's going to look like communication-wise with Aaron Rodgers.
I think there's some concern. Yeah, I think there's some concern in there. Rodgers is good with it. Look, obviously he hasn't played because he said, I don't want to play in the preseason. He made the calls. Whatever Matt LaFleur wanted to do, he's, Aaron, what do you want to do? Right? I mean, that's how this thing worked in Green Bay. Rodgers, quote, there's always that risk reward. I think over the years, it just hasn't made sense based on a number of different factors. I used to enjoy playing in the preseason back in my younger years just to kind of maybe take that first hit or feel the nerves on that first drive. So I look forward to being out there, end quote. I think this is right. I think this is the right thing. I want to go back to what you were talking about with the offensive line because you mentioned average line play. And I think everybody's looking at this Jets team and saying, well, their defense is really good, borderline better than that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe one of the best defenses in the league. Preseason going in, you like Buffalo, you like the Jets, you like San Francisco, I think. Eagles are pretty good. I mean, what defenses are jumping off the page to you, right? It's the Jets are right there. I got Garrett Wilson. I got Alan Lazard. They've got receivers. They just signed Dalvin Cook. They got Breece Hall back. They got freaking Aaron Rodgers. So, they got everything. Do they? And is the offensive line going to be what holds them back? Look, every single football coach in the world will tell you it starts up front. Both defensive line, offensive line, it starts up front. Wouldn't it be something if that's what holds this team back?
And it absolutely could be. That's the biggest question marks for so many teams in the NFL. And that's why I'm even looking at if it's average, then the Jets have a chance to live up to the hype. Because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to continue to make Garrett Wilson look very good. The addition of Dalvin Cook allows Breece Hall to come along slowly and morph back into a dynamic player. You know, Allen Lazard can get numbers in an offense with Aaron Rodgers, but be able to find something else to a wide receiver 3-wise. And this is a defense that was top 5 in yards per game last season. Look at points per game. They held teams to under 20 points per game. Pieces are there if they can protect Aaron Rodgers just enough.
And are the pieces there to protect him? Look, there's going to be injuries. There will not be a team in football that doesn't have an injury on the offensive line. Period. NFL, college football, everybody's going to have injuries on the offensive line. It's is that and running back the 2 most injured positions? I don't know what the stats are, but does it feel that way to you guys? Like running back and offensive line. And I throw all the offensive linemen in. I think the interior more so than the exterior, but guards go down a lot, right? The tackles do too. Like there's dudes at your knees all the time. Ankles, knees, all the freaking time.
On the line of scrimmage on either side.
Yeah, dude falls, plays over, dude fell. Oh, and his knee's out, and he's done, right? And running backs, because, running backs get hit. Dudes with ball get hit. What's find dude with ball, hit dude with ball.
Yeah, it's interesting. You actually just called it. I was able to pull this up. Running back is the most injured, and guard is the second most.
Running back 1, guard 2. So I had guard 1, running, but I said the 2 of them. So I kind of called it, right?
Yeah.
Does it say percentages? Like what are you looking at when you
just total injuries? So
all right. So running back, is this NFL?
Yes.
So the most injured position is running back, and the second is offensive guard, and it totally makes sense, right?
So the average injured reserve players per year is the scale I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And so you have about 28 on running back. You have about 18 on guards.
And that's injured reserve. That's not, hey, he's out for 2 weeks.
Right.
That's guys who were going on the injured list. But I think that's probably illustrative of guys who are getting injured, right? At what rate? I would assume that the trend is pretty much the same. Yeah, it's kind of crazy what it is, but makes sense, right? I mean, running back, I have ball, dude. Everybody on that field, I got 11 dudes trying to hit me. I got caught up in a pile, and half of them are my dudes, and yeah, it happens. All right, 505-246-0610 here on The Sports Animal. When we get back, all right, the Cowboys, they've got hyped wide receivers. They've got a bunch of guys that you think can go get the ball. Let's talk about your Cowboys, boys and girls. Who is going to be the receiver that pops up and helps Dak Prescott that maybe you're not counting on, or maybe you are? He's a hyped receiver. Is he ready to make the move and be one of, I don't think the guy, but one of the guys? Because I think whoever their 4th receiver is going to play a big, big role on this team. That's next. Where does Dak get his help? On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
When you replace a roof, you want to experience.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I mean, how many does Patrick Mahomes have? I don't know, 56 of them. Feels like. I mean, wherever he throws the ball, somebody's there. What about your Dallas Cowboys? Your Dallas Cowboys.
Put them on TV 17 times in prime time.
I thought it was 18 for 17 games. I think they just get an extra prime time just because well, they're not playing, but they're on.
They do a little prime time special on the bye week.
That's right.
She had 3 hours of practice.
CeeDee Lamb, number 1 receiver. Brandon Cooks, sneaky good number 2. Sneaky good number 2. He was a former first-round pick. Bounces around a lot, but still produces when he's healthy. New England, the Rams, Houston, now with Dallas. Michael Gallup, coming off an injury, former Colorado State star. He's your number 3. I'm not sure. I think people are doubting Michael Gallup a little bit. Still has size, still a big target, still a really good receiver. What about your boy Jalen Tolbert? Because they're hyping him after drafting him in 2022.
3rd-round pick last year. And Jerry Jones said, quote, "We had high expectations last year for him. He's living up those we had for him last year, this year without equivocation." And this is one where Mike McCarthy taking over the offense, there was nothing wrong with the offense. It was Dak Prescott's turnovers. So is that Kellen Moore's play calling? Because you look at the Cowboys team.
So Kellen Moore's play calling forced him to throw the ball away.
Well, I'm trying to answer that question myself.
Yep.
Because it was an offense that finished 4th in the NFL, 27.5 points per game, top 10 in yards per game. What was the issue? It was Dak Prescott's turnovers.
Of course.
So is Mike McCarthy going to rein him back in? Because the strength of this football team right now would be the wide receiver core. You can like Tony Pollard, you can like Deuce Vaughn. Those don't feel like, hey, we're going to kind of adjust and become a power running team to limit Dak Prescott. So what is Mike McCarthy going to do different for this offense? As he is now 100% calling the plays.
Who's the offensive coordinator?
It is Mike McCarthy.
There's not. I know he's calling the plays, but there's not an offensive coordinator.
Sure, there is, but it's been pretty clear that Mike McCarthy is in 110% control of this offense.
Yeah, I think that's right. They're really good. I mean, they're loaded, and yet I look at them and they're the damn Cowboys. Like I don't want to put them in the Chargers.
Cowboying?
Well, I don't want to put them in the Chargers category. And
it's been very similar over the last 20 some odd years since that last Super Bowl.
Ryan just said Dak will throw more than 10 interceptions this year. Lock it in. Easy. Over under 10.5 interceptions on Dak? Easy over 10, right? I'll take that bet. If you want to go the other way, I'll take that bet right now.
And I guess it's where are they happening and what are you comfortable with?
Well, okay, there's going to be at least 3 fluke interceptions. It's going to bounce off of someone, and I mean that's every quarterback gets that.
Mahomes had 12 last year.
Bet you lunch right now, 10.5. I'll go over 10.5.
I'll take that.
So you're going under 10.5.
I'll take the under.
All right, lunch.
Lunch it is.
All right,
we'll mark that.
That's easy.
Easy lunch, you say?
Yes.
When you said that, I sat here and I'm 10.5, and I'm thinking,
unless he gets hurt, and then you win, then you're gonna sizzler. You're gonna sizzle.
Well, he still had 15 and 12 games.
Yeah.
Last year.
I have faith that he's going to turn it around. I know it's one thing for him to come out and say he's going to throw less than 10, and he's going to.
He's not throwing. I mean, who's throwing? Like he just said, Mahomes threw 12. If he plays 17 games, dude.
Dak Prescott tied your boy, Davis Mills, with 15 interceptions last year.
In 12 games?
And Dak did it in 12 games, and Davis Mills did it in 15.
He was just getting them out of his system so he can throw under 10 this year.
All right. Do you have starting quarterback who threw the least amount of interceptions last year? Like, who threw under 10 that played 15, 16, 17?
Tom Brady.
How many he threw?
Threw 9. And he had the most passing attempts in the NFL.
There's my point. So Tom Brady threw 9.
Jared Goff threw 7.
Ooh, really?
Trevor Lawrence
I'd have lost
8.
lunch on that. Absolutely would have lost on that.
The best guy that played the entire season was Daniel Jones. He threw 5, but he only threw 15 touchdown passes.
Yeah, and he probably had the least amount of attempts, too, right?
Of that group.
Yeah. Chad, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Hi, Chad.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
What's happening?
Just talking a little Cowboys.
Go.
I feel like Dak this year, they did so well once they figured out that balance between the running game and the passing game. But there's a number. Once Dak starts throwing over, I think it's around 30, more than 30 attempts, something around there, where Cowboys just, it doesn't matter if he throws for 400 yards, they just start losing. Because they just solely depend on the passing game, and the defense knows it, and they gear up. And it's something that the Cowboys got to remember. Keep the running game, that balanced attack they had early in the season, midway through the season, and then they kind of fizzle. That's when they tend to lose, when they lose that balance. I also think that Dak has got to be, up until his injury, he was a pretty mobile quarterback. He has a physicality to get that third, you go 3rd and 2, and you just do like a quarterback, when you're in shotgun, he just finds a lane. He should be able to get 2 or 3 yards every single time, and that's an element of his game. I think he's, I don't know if the injury scared him away, but it seems like he's kind of lost that element of his game. That's such a nice little X factor. And finally, I got to say, Jerry Jones has just got to keep his. He never will. We all know he won't, but that's always my biggest qualm with the Cowboys is the owner. He's the same guy. When I asked I wrote a letter to the Cowboys. I said, "Hey, I got this man cave. Hook me up. Throw me a phone here. I've been a Cowboys fan for 40 years." And guess he sent me a picture of himself, autographed.
I love that. I love that.
Hey, but
I want an autographed Jerry Jones picture.
All right, again, Al Davis would do that. and Chap, thanks for the call. It's great stuff. All right, so think through history. Al Davis would do that. Jerry Jones would do that. George Steinbrenner would do that. Peter Trevisani would do that. Right? I mean, honestly, how many owners, like if you sent to I got a man cave, you sent to a franchise, hey, can you send me something? How many would you expect to get back a signed picture of the owner? Those 4, right?
Well, could you argue, or debates? We need to argue.
Let's argue.
Let's have some nice back and forth conversation.
Let's have a conversation.
That would a Jerry Jones autograph picture be the? Oh no, it wouldn't be now.
What?
It'd be the second one. I think it would be Michael Parsons and the Jerry Jones, the most valuable thing from the Cowboys right now.
Michael Parsons would be. That's a really good point. Who else would it be? All right. Well, I got this. I jotted down things, and we're not going to play list radio. We're not going to do that. But I hear all the time, well, it's a prove year for him. It's a prove year for him. It's a big year for him. It's almost like, who is it not a prove it year for? I went through, there's 32 teams in the National Football League. I got 15 quarterbacks who you can make an argument that it's kind of a prove it year for that quarterback. And there may be a few more that you say, that should be on the list too. But that's damn near half the quarterbacks, the most important position in American sports, right? We're going to go through this when we get back. I got half of them who were in a prove it year. What does that mean? Well, it means that the franchise, if they don't prove it this year, the franchise might be looking to go a different way next year. I'm going to discuss those and tell you who's at the top and maybe who else should be on the list. But we're going to go through quarterbacks. Prove it. And I guess every year is a prove it year in the National Football League. That's coming up next. All right, hectic time, right? We're going into the fall. After Labor Day, which is next week, it all accelerates. Holidays are coming. School's here. Businesses get busier. Everything accelerates. Is the hectic time. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Have them detail your vehicle and enjoy being in it. Like, you're spending a lot of time in it. It's road trips. It's back and forth to school, to practice, to work. Enjoy being in your vehicle. You spent a ton of time in it. Remember when you first got it? Remember how nice it was? It'll be that way when On the Spot Automotive Detailing is done detailing. They come to you where it's convenient for you, when it's convenient for you, and detail your vehicle. That means inside, outside, under the hood, around the rims, everywhere. When they are done, it looks, it feels, it smells like the day you took it off the lot. And you're looking around your car. I know you're in it right now. You're looking around just going, I kind of would love that. You can have it. Give them a call. They'll come out to you where it's convenient, when it's convenient for you, and get this done. It also is a great gift. Like, nobody will not like this. A great gift is something that everybody wants but won't buy for themselves. This is a great gift. On the Spot Automotive Detailing offers a 10% discount to our military and to our teachers. You can learn more and schedule at OTSdetailing.com. OTSdetailing.com.
This report
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jose, Derek Charles? Friday. Mountain West over-under totals. All right, so there's 32 starting quarterbacks in the National Football League. And in the ultimate prove-it league, right, this is the ultimate, what have you done for me today, right? I got 32 quarterbacks. If I told you 15 of them are in a prove-it year, prove-it meaning if you don't show you're our guy this year, what are we going to do next year? Not absolutely going to move on, but what are we going to do? What do we start charting the future? And I didn't put these in order, but I need you guys to work with me on this. All right, I kind of went by division. Tell me if you would classify these guys, yay or nay. Tua, coming off injury, to me, can he stay healthy? He's an approve-it year to me.
Tua could be going down the path of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. With all the talent they have, if he has a bad year, that could be really bad for him because their window is open right now.
Daniel Jones.
I think he's safe.
No, because they signed him long. Okay, I think he. They got. I think they think he is. Sean Watson.
I think he might be an approve-it year. He's
an approve-it year. I mean, he's got guaranteed money, but I mean, like if he can't win, he's going to sit there and make his guaranteed money, but not be their guy.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett.
No, he's safe.
Kenny Pickett's safe. I think Kenny Pickett will be a good quarterback this season.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, yes.
In trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Jim Garoppolo.
In trouble.
Yes.
Brock Purdy.
In trouble.
Yeah, it's a prove it.
Super easy to replace the last pick of draft.
You played 7 games and you were really good, but if you're not that same guy this year, then you're not our guy, right?
Yeah, you're right about that. I don't think Shanahan's going to let that go. Again, all the talent, you're not going to waste that window.
Baker Mayfield. I mean, obviously, right?
Yes.
I don't think he has anything he can prove. I think this is who he is a stopgap quarterback.
He's their guy.
I don't think he's going to win enough. I think Baker Mayfield is who he is now.
Okay.
Is who we think he is.
All right. Desmond Ridder.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think he's safe. They seem to like him a lot.
Yeah, but if he stinks, he's not safe, right? I mean, if they like him, but they're not sure.
If he has a bad year, I think next year is the prove-it year.
Okay. Derek Carr.
I think he's safe.
Okay. Kyler Murray. I just threw in there. This would be 16. I thought I overlooked that as I put the list together. Kyler Murray.
He has nothing to prove this year because it's just about getting back on the field. And
that was my initial thought. All right.
What is that team going to do in year 2 with that new coaching staff?
Your guy, Justin Fields. I mean, absolutely is, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't say this year. Again, I think if he had a bad year
it's
this
year
year.
3, dude. This is year 3.
He's coming off a good year.
Yeah, he's coming off a good year.
I don't think one bad year would put him out, though.
No, I think Justin Fields, he's going to see at least 2 more years.
All right. Jordan Love. Certainly. Right? Dak.
Oh, he's got a lot to prove.
In the context of this conversation, he has a lot to prove, but I think he's safe. Like he's going to be the quarterback of the Cowboys even going into next year.
Mac Jones.
There's just too much noise around that team with Mac Jones and Bill Belichick. Doesn't feel like they see eye to eye. He's in trouble.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell's just lucky to be starting quarterback right now.
Yeah, I think he's probably on to prove it.
All right, so I give you 16 guys. You can throw one more in. Kirk Cousins.
You know why it's a prove it year?
Because his contract's up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I threw him in. That's why I overlooked him after before, but because it's a contract year, I put him in there.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right, I gave you more than half the guys. So you had to think about even the ones that you said, nope, safe. You had to think about it. So what that says to me is of the 32 quarterbacks, 14 of them we feel are absolutely going to be the guys next year at their place. Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Trevor Lawrence. We didn't even get into the Tennessee stuff. I mean, what about Tannehill?
Yeah, he's got two guys behind him that are definitely.
He probably needs to be on that list too, huh?
But the one I'd say, Josh Allen, man, if he has a bad year, it could be really rough waters.
This has been a trendy conversation amongst national talking heads, is turning a little bit on Josh Allen. And there's been a lot, they open up, they've got a really tough stretch to start the season. They open up with the Jets, the Raiders, the Commandos, the Dolphins, the Jags. And evidently everybody's concerned about him and Stephon Diggs. They're siding with Stephon Diggs. That somehow all of this, and again, JJ brought up this point, dude, he did everything he could to beat Patrick Mahomes and sat there with 13 seconds and watched his defense let them go down the field, lost a coin flip, and never got on the field. Like, that would have changed the whole narrative of his career. Right?
The Josh Allen off the rails train is ridiculous.
I think so too. But we're going to have that conversation next. I mean, is Josh Allen somebody you should be concerned about? Feels a little quick for that. Opening drive on a beautiful Wednesday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is.
Quarterback in the NFL is an utter pressure.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
and act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
That was the year the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. What would the narrative? And I'm not going to sit here and absolutely tell you they'd have beat the Bengals. I'm going to tell you they may have beat the Bengals, right? What would the narrative be about Josh Allen if they won that game as opposed to him sitting there with a big coat on, freezing, and watching Patrick Mahomes become legend or add to legend? It'd be very different, would it not?
Absolutely. And this is one where Josh Allen's postseason last year wasn't good. But that doesn't mean all of a sudden I'm going to forget what he did in 21.
Oh, so you'll hold it against Ryan Tannehill, but not Josh. I'm kidding.
Absolutely. Overlook, winning 13 games in the NFL.
Yep.
Because last year was concerning for Buffalo. And you look at Josh Allen, and he has to be better. Because you look at their playoff win against Miami, that should not have been a field goal game. Because Skylar Thompson was the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins in that playoff game. That a 34-31 over Miami, you're right. And then had a terrible performance against Cincinnati. Right. I'm not denying that. But he has to be better.
Let me back you up on that, because I want you to finish your point, and I'm sorry to cut you off. 34-31, and you just told me Skylar Thompson was the quarterback, and that's on Josh Allen that they gave up 31 points? I mean, it's a little bit on that defense, isn't it?
Yeah, but Josh Allen, under 60% completion percentage and 3
he wasn't great. But again,
it was a bad postseason for him last year.
The defense gave up 31 points to Skylar Thompson in a playoff game in the cold.
He threw 4 interceptions.
Yeah, he wasn't good.
3 interceptions in those 2 games in the postseason. Like, it was a bad postseason for Josh Allen.
Agreed.
But I am not then going to sit here and go, well, this guy's not the future of the Buffalo Bills. I just cannot buy into that narrative when the dude has improved his passing game, unlike anyone we have seen in a very long time in the NFL. His physicality, his contributions to that offense. And if Stephon Diggs is unhappy, well, that is on him, because all Josh Allen does is feed him the football. If he doesn't want to live in Buffalo anymore, okay.
Just say it. I don't want to live in freaking Buffalo. Many people have said that.
Sure, a lot of
They're
people
all in
have.
Arizona or Florida. All right, Diesel. DC, Diesel. I mean, I don't know. This is going to evolve, just so you know.
Oh,
you
it
okay?
is.
You okay with that? I mean,
it's my softball team calls me that, so it's no
Diesel?
big deal. Yep.
All right. I mean, so those are your friends. We're not really your friends, so I got to find no. Are you on the narrative? I mean, you're the one who brought it up. You said Josh. You brought up Josh Allen being on the hot seat. I said he's pretty sturdy, and I think he still is with the Buffalo Bills. You think he's in a prove it year?
I think he is to a certain extent. I don't think they're going to get away from him. I'm not saying they're going to cut him or trade him or anything after one bad year. But I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, you've got the pieces around. You've had the pieces.
Does he?
Does he? He's got two really good tight ends. He's got good receivers. He doesn't have a running back, but he does the running himself.
He doesn't have what some of these guys have. His best receivers are Stephon Diggs is good. Gabe Davis is good. You don't know who Deontay Hardy is, or Khalil Shakir, or Trent Sherfield. And his best running back is James Cook. Does he have all the pieces around him?
He's got a nice.
Does he got the weapons that Mahomes has, that Rodgers has? That
Mahomes, I mean, come on, he's making stars out of nothing. You know,
what's nothing? Kelsey and
Kelsey, but I mean, you go down the list. There's names you don't know, and by the end of the year, you're going to know them real well. And that's one thing with Josh Allen. He's not turning guys into stars. He's like Kelsey, or sorry, not Kelsey.
That's fair.
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes has not turned anyone into stars. He said Travis Kelsey and Tyreek Hill.
He had Marcus Valdes-Scantling last week. He's got him. They draft high. They got Kadarius Toney, who was the number one pick of the Giants. They keep drafting high wide receivers. Sky Moore was a high draft pick last year. Rashee Rice was a second round pick this year.
Yes.
I mean,
here's the thing with Josh Allen too. Look at who he's lost to in these playoff games.
Mahomes and Burrow, right?
Mahomes and Burrow.
Look, everybody's got a kryptonite unless you become that guy, right? Patrick Ewing couldn't get by, and Reggie Miller couldn't get by Jordan.
So the
right
before last year's very disappointing game against Cincinnati, 2020, it was a 38-24 Kansas City win
against the Bills.
2021, it was that 42-36 game. So he was unable to beat Patrick Mahomes by himself. I'm still taking my chances with Josh Allen to get myself in that position.
And you know what? This may end up. I'm not telling you I think it's going to, but it might. There are some great players who couldn't get past a greater player.
I mean, think about Brady and Peyton Manning.
How many would Manning have if it wasn't for Brady? I mean, there's a pretty good argument he'd have 4, 5. I mean, who knows? I don't know.
But yeah,
Would Phillip Rivers have gotten one?
If Brady and Manning were not there, you're saying?
I'm just saying. Carmelo never got one. He couldn't get past Jordan and the Bulls. Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley, he couldn't get past those guys. Right? There's some great players who couldn't get past greater players. Now you're saying, Jeff, those are all team sports. You're right. But what's the reason the Bulls won? Is it because of they won, 6 times because of Jordan, right? And Pippen? All right, and teams couldn't get by him. Brady won 7 of them. Went to 9, if not mistaken. Right? I'm just not ready to jump on I think Josh Allen is the problem, and he's overrated train. I'm just not there. Now, if he struggles and plays throughout the season like he did in the playoffs, JJ, then we have a conversation.
Where I'd like to see Josh Allen be better is, of course, turnovers.
Yes, just like most quarterbacks.
But
right?
I think some of that is he is someone that they need to adjust the offense and find more of a running game that's not just Josh Allen running the football.
Did they address that?
Not at all. But I think the Brian and Damian Harris, you have James Cook going into his second year. But that's if you're saying, all right, you need the completion percentage to stay around 64%. It's been 63.3 the last few years. I'd like to see that 64, 65 from Josh Allen. He threw 15 interceptions in 21, 14, and 22. But with the amount of times he's throwing the football, it's not a... You'd like it a little bit lower, but I'm still looking at a guy that got 24 wins.
Yep.
And the problem is he hasn't been able to beat Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes just yet.
It's going to be a fun one to watch. And the narrative, if they start off slow, the narrative's going to accelerate on him. It just is. But if you notice that too, right, because you're on it, it's a national trend that, well, I don't know about Josh Allen, and he can't get along with Stephon. Maybe Stephon Diggs is the issue.
Could be.
Maybe Josh Allen's the issue.
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
You said Mahomes doesn't turn out stars. Tyreek Hill was a fifth rounder out of West Alabama. I mean, I know he's fast and he's
Pretty damn good without Mahomes, though, isn't he?
I mean, the career started with Mahomes, though.
Yeah, and I said when he left, then I'll lean to you, DC, on this one, because I think he did make a star out of Tyreek Hill. But last year at this time, and you weren't with us, but everybody was, well, I don't know about Kansas City. What was my mantra last year? Why do you all think that just because they lost Tyreek Hill, Kansas City's going to fall off the cliff? That Tyreek Hill needed Patrick Mahomes more than Patrick Mahomes needed Tyreek Hill. And there was this was momentum last year at this time amongst the national talking heads. Well, I think it's the Chargers' year. You know, they're going to be able to do it without Tyreek Hill. I'm like, are you out of your mind? They got Patrick Mahomes, and you're worried about losing Tyreek Hill. They're going to be just fine. Oh, by the way, they won the Super Bowl.
Do you know why Tyreek Hill had to go to West Alabama?
I don't know why.
He had some issues.
He got kicked off for Oklahoma State for domestic violence.
Oh, so he was at Oklahoma State.
That's why he was a fifth-round pick.
Easy on the West Alabama thing.
Like,
you mean context matters?
I mean, a guy gets kicked off his team. He's lucky to be playing.
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
But
and
that was
guys mature at different levels.
And Tyreek Hill is the type of dude that I think would have been, if he started off in Miami, he'd still be the type of guy. But I think what we're trying to get at with Patrick Mahomes is he doesn't need great around him to be great. He can make average look good.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like Brady. You didn't even have to look at the receivers.
That's
you know
right.
they're gonna perform.
Right.
That's the way I see Mahomes.
I think that's 100% right. And when we come back, a running back one, RB1, that you might draft in your fantasy league. He's been hurt. Is he going to be ready for week one? And what that means for that club, because this is pretty significant. That's next. The phone number to get in is 505-246-0610 here on the Sports Animal. Your home for the National Football League Thursday nights, Sunday nights, Monday nights. It's 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Now, you guys are in on the text line. It's area code 505-246-0610. We're talking about interceptions under 10. There's no way to me Dak's throwing under 10. It says Brock Purdy was on pace for less than 10. What did he play, 7 games? But he didn't turn the ball over. That's why they love him so much. This one says Jeff and JJ, New Mexico Bowl alum Michael Gallup will have a breakout year for the Cowboys. That guy has some game. It's from Ronnie. All right. It's going to be a big year for Michael Gallup. Quiet, step up big. We're talking about, JJ says Terry McLaurin should just cut off his toe if it's hurt. He'll be fine. I'm like, dude, what hurts more than like kicking a dresser in the middle of the night when it's really cold? This one says stepping on a Lego in the middle of the night. It's from Chris.
Ooh, Legos or goat heads?
Well, goat heads are brutal, dude. And they find the way into the house. You know what goat heads are? You've been here long enough to know what goat heads are?
Yes, I have.
Those little sharp, and you can't take them out because if you grab it, it sticks in your finger. By the way, the next team that comes here should be the New Mexico Goatheads. Be a great logo, be great. I mean, it's what it should be. This one says, don't look now, but the spread between Hazing State and UMass, see what he did there? Is really tightening up. Is it too late for Dixie State and a waiver? I haven't looked at the New Mexico State spread. Have you?
Not today.
I will find it for you. Let me give you this, and then we'll go to the phones. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. He's a running back one. Carolina Panthers running back Miles Sanders has been out. He will absolutely, according to his head coach, be ready for the opener against the Falcons. Practiced in full pads on Tuesday. No signs that the groin injury is there. This is one of the most interesting running backs to me in the league in regards to your fantasy football stuff. He was sensational for the first 3 quarters of the year for the Eagles. They went kind of committee on the back end and in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs, and then they got rid of him. He goes to Carolina with a rookie quarterback. Seems to be the guy. They say they're going to throw to him more. What is Miles Sanders this year? You guys like him?
Miles Sanders. You talking about real life versus fantasy?
I'm
or
talking
both?
fantasy football, actually.
Because in real life, I think Miles Sanders is going to be productive. Thus, that should be very good for your fantasy football team. Because if you have Miles Sanders slotted in as your RB2,
Yeah.
you're going to be feeling pretty about yourself. Because Bryce Young, he's rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Going to be a lot of dump offs.
So will the ball move, though? Will the ball move enough? Will they have enough offense for him to be something?
All
right.
Get 70 yards rushing, 4 catches, 40 yards, 10-plus points.
What do you think?
I do like him for fantasy. And like JJ said, if you can get him for your RB2, I think that's a steal. So having a good running back for a rookie quarterback to lean on, he'll get plenty of touches, I think. I think he's a good stash, especially if he starts to slide. I would definitely grab him.
Panthers gave him 4 years, $25.4 million deal. And honestly, what did I just say? 4 years, 25? What is that? 7? What's 6.5? What's 6 times 4? 24? So it's like $6+ million a year. That's pretty good for a running back in the league these days. All right, let's go. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Edward.
Well, good morning. It would be remiss of me to not mention it would be the 45th birthday of the great Kobe Bryant today. Transcendent athlete, amazing. His legacy grows even past his untimely death. So happy heavenly birthday to Kobe Bryant. 45 today, he would have been. Fascinating conversation regarding everything you guys have been discussing about quarterback play. My friends who are Cowboy fans love to bring up Josh Allen and Herbert and Burrow and say, what have they done different than Dak? I went through the list of AFC quarterbacks, and I'm 9 deep before I get to Dak. I would take 9 guys who step on the field.
Just in the
Immediately,
AFC.
when they step on the field, they're better than Dak.
Just in the
You can name
AFC,
them.
not even in the NFL.
Just in the AFC alone.
So you would
Yeah.
go Mahomes and Herbert and Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow and Trevor
Jackson, Herbert,
No, it's easy.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
I would even say
Aaron
when
Rodgers.
Deshaun Watson steps on the field, he's immediately better than Dak. Now he's coming off chaos, so we'll see how that. But you're 9 deep, and it's not an indictment on Dak. I think there's a guy named Greg Cosell that comes on the Coward Show, and he breaks down all kinds of film for 35 years now. And he said something that kind of reiterates what JJ was saying, and even the caller earlier, the Cowboy fan. So regarding Josh Allen, he is the running game for the Bills. He's asked to be a force multiplier, which, by the way, they drafted the best tight end in the draft this year, Dalton Kincaid, out of, I think he came from, I forget what school he came from, but he's the best tight end, so that should help. But a guy like Josh Allen's asked to be the running game and to make plays. Cosell says Dak, because of his injury and, you take away the running element of his game, he's kind of turning into kind of a game manager, if you will. Like, hey, here's the offense. Just facilitate the offense. Facilitator is probably a better term. Again, I don't think that Dak's a force multiplier. I think he's a very good player. Obviously, a QB, a franchise QB who warrants the salary he gets. But there's 2 ways to get to the Super Bowl. You get there on your quarterback's rookie contract and you have a great roster, or you have a top 5 QB in the league and you get and win to the Super Bowl. Those are probably the 2 most prevalent ways to win the Super Bowl in today's NFL. And he's neither of those. So we'll see how it works out. And I think they're going to have a great year. I think the NFC is wide open, and we'll just see how this plays out. But it is a big year for him, and I think the pressure is mounting from the owner, and it resonates throughout the organization. So how he handles pressure will remain to be seen.
Good stuff.
Thank you for that. Hey, by the way, the Little League World Series, vastly entertaining.
Love it.
I enjoy it every year,
Love
and
it.
it gets better and better every year. So you guys have a great day.
See you. You guys watch Little League World Series?
I did see the female pitcher, and she was dealing. That girl could throw.
I can't get enough of that stuff. I don't know anything about any of these kids, and I learn them. It's just, I've told JJ this a million times. What I miss more about being a kid than anything else is playing Little League Baseball. I miss putting on the uniform. I would put it on. We'd play Saturday and Sunday, and then once during the week, and I would put it on at 8 in the morning on Saturday. I don't care if our game was at 5 or at 9, and I'd wear it all day. And I could not come home from the park without dirt stains on it. We were in the 6th inning one time, and I was bases loaded on 3rd, and dude walked, and I slid into home because I hadn't slid yet, and my uniform was clean, and it was a Saturday.
Awesome.
And my mom was pissed. She's like, "You're washing your uniform tonight." Like, I'm not washing your uniform for tomorrow's game. But I miss it more than, and maybe it takes me back. That I love watching these kids play baseball. Love it. From China, from Cuba, or Mexico, from Czech Republic, from Rhode Island, whatever. I love that mess. I cannot get enough of it. All right, when we come back, you want to do in the red zone?
Yes, sir.
DC has put together 4 big topics in the National Football League that we will discuss. We'll go in the red zone next on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Mitch with a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one's hit on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only
College football starts this weekend. I think I'm going to go down to the Aggie game. It's kind of where we're looking as of now, headed down that way. New Mexico State, UMass, and Notre Dame, Navy. Tomorrow, right about now, 8:30 tomorrow, Jerry Palm, CBS Sports, one of their top dudes, will start his weekly Thursdays with us. Looking forward, really excited to talk to Jerry about what he knows, the latest about realignment, and just get the insight on starting the season and everything that goes with it. But tomorrow, right about now, 8:30, Jerry Palm, CBSSports.com. Meanwhile, today, right about now, we go in the red zone.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Let's go, baby!
It's 1st and goal.
So the Colts spent basically the last month trying to convince the world that the running backs have minimal value. Now they're trying to get a boatload for Jonathan Taylor. From what I hear, the Bears and Dolphins have the most interest in Taylor currently. So I ask you guys, what would the addition of Jonathan Taylor mean for these teams?
I think Jonathan Taylor for the Miami Dolphins, for the Chicago Bears, enhances the offense. To me, it would mean more for Justin Fields, because while he went over 1,000 yards rushing as a quarterback last year, see that number closer, maybe 600-700 yards for Justin Fields with a legit running game behind him. But it's also 2 teams on rookie quarterback deals. So if you're looking at, hey, acquiring a young running back, giving us some assets, paying him some money, it'd be home runs and make life easier on both quarterbacks.
I believe Jonathan Taylor would make the Bears a contender in the North. I think they're a little bit, that's the most wide open division to me, period. But I think that gives them, it would take a lot off of Justin Fields and maybe keep him healthier, right? I can rely more on Jonathan Taylor for the running game. For the Dolphins, I think it would make them a contender in the AFC overall if Tua stays healthy. You look at the weapons they've got, what they did to get better defensively. Tyreek Hill, if Tua continues to build on what he was building when healthy last year, and you're going to add one of the best running backs of the game, I think it makes him a contender. Not the best team, but a contender in the AFC.
2nd and goal.
Ready, down, put.
All right, next man up, Bijan Robinson is currently the odds-on favorite for Rookie of the Year. With Jackson Smith and Jigba's wrist injury potentially sidelining him for the beginning of the regular season, Robinson and the Lions' Gibbs are the only non-quarterbacks that have decent odds to win the award. After 2 weeks of preseason action, who do you like for Rookie of the Year this year?
So who do I like for Rookie of the Year, or who's the preseason? I kind of rub that as who's preseason Rookie of the Year. So who do I like is, can I just tell you the way I wanted to answer it, and then I'll answer it the way you want me to answer it?
Absolutely.
Do you have a preseason Rookie of the Year? Right. You know I love Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Can I give you my other guy?
Yes.
I love me some Aiden O'Connell. The backup quarterback of the Raiders that's just been going bonkers out there. Love him. Who do I think is going to be the Rookie of the Year in the AFC? I think it's going to end up being Bijan Robinson. I do. I think he's going to get the most run on a team that I think is going to be better than people think. They can win that division. I think he's going to get a lot of carries. The easy way is to go to one of the quarterbacks. I think that might be, but I think it's going to be Bijan Robinson.
Well, the easy way to go is Bijan Robinson because he has the best odds to win Rookie of the Year. And so I'll take a quarterback, and I'll take someone that has a little bit longer odds. Give me Anthony Richardson. I think he's going to do enough of both. While you're looking at Rookie of the Year, a lot different than some of the other awards. It's not necessarily all about if your team is winning. I think Anthony Richardson can stuff the stat sheet. And if you're looking at a guy that could even have 4 or 5 guys in front of him when you go to the betting window, I'll take Anthony Richardson.
3rd and goal.
All right, currently the Raiders, Cardinals, and Jets are getting the most action on the under for total wins in Vegas this year. The Raiders are currently at over-under 6.5, Cardinals at 4.5, and the Jets are at 9.5 wins. We talked about the Raiders yesterday, but what about the Cardinals and the belle of the ball, the New York Jets? Are you taking the over or under on the Cards and Jets?
Taking the under on the Cardinals. They're going to continue to be one of the worst teams in football this year. It's the unknown of Kyler Murray. What does the offense actually have if he gets on the field at the back half of the season? And I'll take the over on the Jets. Well, that's a 10-win football team.
Counting them right now. Going under on the Cardinals. I was under on the Raiders because you convinced me that. And I'm listening to the momentum going plus on the Raiders. People are starting to tell me how much they love the Raiders offense. I'm still under on the Raiders. And I'm under on the Jets. I'm under on all 3 of them. I think the Jets are a 9-win football team. I look through it and I'm just going, all right, they start out Bills, Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs. Like 2-2, I think is the best, and maybe 1-4. They got to play the Eagles, the Giants, the Chargers, the Bills again, the Dolphins. I mean, I'm going to go 9.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, NFL.com released their divisional rankings yesterday. The AFC currently holds the top 3 spots on that list, with the North at 1, the East at 2, and the AFC West at 3. Do you agree with the rankings as is? And if not, what changes would you make?
I think 1 and 2 is right. I do not agree with 3. I believe the NFC East to be better than the AFC West. I just think top to bottom, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Washington are better than Kansas. And AFC West at 3, they're top heavy, Kansas City and the Chargers. And what are the Chargers? And we just went under on the Raiders at 6.5, and I think the Broncos are worse. So no, I don't agree with the AFC West. I believe the NFC East is better than the AFC West, and I would even argue the NFC North might be better than the AFC West.
I think having Mahomes and Herbert lead 2 very good playoff teams, the defending Super Bowl chance, I would have the AFC West above the NFC North, but I think the East as a whole has a higher ceiling.
NFC?
Yes, excuse me. The NFC East has a higher ceiling than the AFC West.
That's you're in the red zone for today. We'll move it around as we go throughout the week, but man, you come up with good stuff. You come up with good stuff. Really good stuff. Text line, Dalton Kincaid, and you were whispering this as Edward was saying it. The tight end that the Bills drafted is from Utah, and you were You were kind of whispering it, as it said. Text line from Terry says, glad you guys came around on Travis Kelce. He's just an average tight end and all Mahomes with very little help. With all due respect, Travis Kelce's not just an average tight end. Like he's freaking good. He's a beast.
Travis Kelce, when it's all said and done, even with Patrick Mahomes, is going to be in the conversation for best receiving tight end of all time.
Like he's there. It's going to be Tony Gonzalez and Gronk and Kellen Winslow, who you guys probably don't remember, who was unbelievable. And Gronk. Am I missing someone on? Dave Casper was good back in the day, but I mean, like of your generation, best pass catching tight ends. Pick whatever you order: Kelce, Gronk, Kellen Winslow,
Coates from Chargers is one I put up there too.
Coates,
Ben Coates, I think.
No, you're thinking Antonio Gates.
Gates,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Antonio Gates was great. Yeah, he was really good. Kellen Winslow. But yeah, with all due respect, Travis Kelce is better than just an average tight end. He just is. All right, when we come back, Reggie Bush had his Heisman stripped. I'm hearing that they're going to reinstate his retired number, and Reggie Bush is suing the NCAA, JJ? Is that what I'm seeing? Are they going to give him his Heisman back? This is kind of timely to me because I was just there. I showed you the podium in Heritage Hall at USC like 2 weeks ago where his Heisman used to live, and there's just an empty podium there. What is going to become of this, and is Reggie Bush's number going to be reinstated? Because he's suing the NCAA. For what and why? And what will it mean? Next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is with your covered from US Eagle. We'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it
Name, image, and likeness was intended to be compensation in return for the use of your name, image, and or likeness. It has, as we well know, turned into pay for play. I mean, it is, right? Are we hiding it? We've got coaches at the highest level basically saying we've legalized cheating, right? Didn't one coach say that? Was that Lane Kiffin, I believe, who said that?
Yes.
Okay. This is a quote from the NCAA in a statement July 28 of 2021, so just over 2 years ago. Quote, although college athletes can now receive benefits from their name, image, and likeness through activities like endorsements and appearances, NCAA rules still do not permit pay-for-play type arrangements. The NCAA infractions process exists to promote fairness in college sports. The rules that govern fair play are voted on, agreed to, and expected to be upheld by all NCAA member schools, end quote. This was in response to Reggie Bush and other things. Okay, first of all, really? Like who are we fooling? Who are we fooling that isn't pay for play? Reggie Bush, the former USC running back, who won a Heisman Trophy, who has had his Heisman Trophy stripped, who has had his number unretired at USC. I told you I was at Heritage Hall about 2.5 weeks ago at USC. I showed you guys the pictures. There's all the Heisman trophies, Carson Palmer and Marcus Allen and O.J. Simpson and all these, and there's an empty podium right in the middle of it, this little white podium with screws kind of loose where it used to be. And I find that to be beautiful, by the way. I found it's like, well, why did they clean that up? No. I think it's beautiful. Reggie Bush is going to file a defamation lawsuit against the NCAA. His lawyers claim that the lawsuit's based on the NCAA maliciously attacking Reggie Bush's character through that statement I read you. Completely false and highly offensive statement. Reggie Bush is going to speak to the media today. There'll be a news conference later this morning in L.A. He's trying to get his 2005 Heisman Trophy reinstated. Basically, he lost it because members of his family, his parents accepted cash, travel, a home. His parents lived rent-free for more than a year, and they were provided $10,000 to furnish a home. And now you look at it and you go, well, it's peanuts. Now, you can make the argument, and you will be right, that he or his family went against the rules that were in place at that time. And now you've legalized all of it. I've always said, look, I know what I saw in 2005 from Reggie Bush. I saw one of the most amazing seasons and amazing college football players I've ever seen. You're never going to wash that from my brain. I feel the Heisman Trophy should be reinstated. I never felt it should be taken. Where are you guys on this?
This one, the punishment doesn't fit what happened for Reggie Bush.
Never did.
For his Heisman Trophy to be taken away. It's not like we discovered that, Reggie Bush was actually the only person that was using these performance-enhancing drugs just made him faster than everyone else on the college football field.
No.
Like, if USC got hit, yeah, I understand that. If there were some benefits as why he was there, things along those lines, you'd get it. But just taking away the Heisman Trophy and trying to erase him from college football, it's never really made sense to me.
I think this is an opportunity for the NCAA to come out and say they were wrong and do something right with everything else going on.
And the Heisman Foundation.
And the Heisman Foundation, yeah, all involved. I mean, considering what's happened now, they could really build a bridge with fans and, former players by admitting they were wrong.
This will be interesting.
But they weren't wrong in the moment.
They weren't. This will be interesting. Bruin James, talk about a Trojan. Hello, Bruin James.
Oh man, you better record this. You better record this one, boy. I tell you. Well, the name like image is because Ed O'Bannon sued the NCAA because of he's seen his image on
the video game. Yeah,
and he sued it. Yeah. Okay, he's a Bruin. He is. All right. Reggie Bush is a Trojan. And you guys better record this because I don't support many of those guys down on Figueroa very much. But I believe that Reggie Bush should get his Heisman back because what's going on right now is it's crazy. You got kids that are making $1 million and they're freshmen. Bronny is making all kinds of money. Hasn't even played a game.
That's right.
Hasn't played a game. So all right. I believe did you see that billboard on the 10 freeway too? Also, it said give it back to Reggie or something like that.
No, I missed it, but I was there. Hey, I'm glad you survived the hurricane last week. I'm glad you're safe, and it's good to hear you, man. Got to hit this break, but it's great to hear. Thanks for listening in Southern California, James.
Okay, all right.
Later.
Have a good one.
Later. That was a Bruin supporting a Trojan. I'm just going to tell you, it doesn't happen. That makes me feel this is relatively universal, right? I didn't see it on I-10, but I'm sure it's there. Give him back his Heisman. It's bonkers, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say. When we come back, this hadn't happened since 1982. Doesn't seem that long ago, but it was. And it's not over yet. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
You know, we're just talking about this Reggie Bush thing off the air a little bit. DC and I went. And look, there's always arguments to be made about when rules change. And you know, let's take laws, for instance, okay? Weed is now legal. And many people who have been arrested on marijuana possession offenses have had their records expunged and or have had their sentences nullified, canceled, whatever the right term is, right? Because you're going retroactive, but they still broke the law when that was the law, right? Reggie Bush and his family, I have no doubt that they took the benefits. We're talking about Reggie Bush, the former USC star, who, by the way, has turned a hell of a career after all that. He's a good television personality. He had a decent NFL career, but he's suing the NCAA. He wants his Heisman back, and he's suing him for defamation. And so there's always the conversation, well, but that was the rule then. Should penalties still apply? Just because you changed it now. He did break the rule. But do you see, you and I were having this conversation. And I don't think there's anybody who believes that Reggie Bush was the only dude whose family or dude who was receiving benefits that were against the NCAA rules at the time, right? And I can't think of another situation, maybe you guys can, where the NCAA went after the athlete instead of the institution. Can you? The institution gets hit, they're on 2 years probation, or they're on a 1 year bull ban, or they had a $5 million fine, whatever it is, right? Do you guys have another instance where they went after the athlete as opposed to the institution? And I don't know why they went after him so hard here. You don't have one, right?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah. I think he's going to eventually get that reinstated. And I saw an article this morning. Mike Bohm, the former athletic director at USC, had been talking about, what, at Trojan games in the end zone of the Coliseum, they have those big banners over all those seats, and they have the retired numbers. There's Carson Palmer, Marcus Allen, O.J. Simpson, Mike Garrett, all the numbers. And number 5 is now been taken away. And there's talk that Jen Cohen, the new athletic director who just took over this week, that's one of the things that she wants to do is reinstate Reggie Bush's retired number up there. It feels like the right thing. Trojan fans love Reggie Bush. You want to watch something really cool? Go back and watch the highlights of Reggie Bush in that Heisman year. He was one of the greatest.
It was video game.
It was
stuff on the football field.
Yeah. You remember the game against Fresno State that he had?
Yeah.
Like just pull that one up, and I think it was 2005. But it was just some stuff where your mouth just went agape. All right, 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animal phone line. Rudy, good morning. How you living?
I'm doing great. It's inching closer to football season. I get irked when I hear Aggies on local radio station. So,
but you listen. But you listen. Football. Yeah, but you listen to it. Yep. Just like the Aggies get irked when they hear the Lobos. I know.
Yeah, well, this is Lobo Town, so they got to live with it. I'm actually kind of excited. You look at Dylan Hopkins. He was 318 for 508. He threw 508 passes, completed 318 of them for 4,472 yards and 31 touchdowns at UAB.
Good numbers.
That's pretty productive. Yeah, that is. And you watch the guy and you see how he handles the team. And I really like the fact that we've solidified an offensive line, and I think we have 5 guys. I mean, this is a much bigger offensive line than we've had in the last probably 5 years. Now, can they play? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? Because right off the bat, it's Texas A&M.
Yeah, you're going to find out quick.
Talk about playing the best team you're going to play all year right off the bat. But what's intriguing about this is maybe we can go out there and actually this time not let the bright lights of Texas affect the team the way it was the last time, where it was over.
And by the way, if it does affect you, you get run out of the building, the season's not over because
because that's what's supposed to happen. So anything they make out of that is gravy. I just want to get ready for New Mexico State because that's a big game. Forget about everything else. When we play those guys, let's do what we've been talking about for years, pack the stadium. I know there'll be a bunch of Aggie fans here.
Yep.
Live with it.
It's a big day.
We'll be there.
Right,
It'll be a fun game.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
Thanks, Rudy.
Already.
No, it's a big day. That's coming up on the 16th of September. It's week 3 for the Lobos. It'll be the 4th game for the Aggies. I just got a text. Bowl projections are out. Ryan's putting out our first hour. I mean New Mexico Bowl. I am executive director of New Mexico Bowl, and we're putting out the first preseason newsletter, and there's projections out already. Wyoming's on there, 1, 2, 3 times. New Mexico State's on there a couple of times. San Diego State's on there a bunch of times. Air Force. And these will change, and nobody's right, by the way. Nobody's right. Bold projections. Lenny, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Hello, Lenny.
Morning, how you doing? Well, I just want to do Reggie Bush and a little NFL.
Go.
I was in San Diego living there when all that happened.
Yeah.
And the parents moved out. But compared to what he did to what the money now, I mean, how did Deion Sanders get a player to come to him last year for allegedly $1.5 million?
It's everywhere.
Before stepping on the campus.
It's everywhere.
So whatever the NCAA is saying about these, we're going to monitor it's all a joke.
Yeah.
Players are getting money before they step on the campus.
100%.
They're an intermediary.
100%.
And an agent they can have.
And
so
it's
whatever
allowed.
Reggie Bush did was nothing. And like you brought up, and I'm glad you brought up the thing with the drug convictions being overturned. That's what they need to do with Reggie Bush. First, the school needs to unretire his number, retire it, bring him back, honor him on the field, and then put the pressure on the NCAA to give him back the Heisman Trophy that he deserved and won, and whatever he did off the field had nothing to do with what he did on the field.
Yep, I agree with you. Can't agree more. All right, what else you got? Quickly.
Okay. First, Todd Bowles, whenever he opens his mouth, shows why he needs to go back to being a coordinator. Because when you make your quarterback the starting quarterback and go, Baker Mayfield is my starting quarterback for now, that's not a vote of confidence. That's putting you, I need to look over my shoulder. Is Kyle Trask warming up on the bench for me?
Yep, I agree with that.
Make someone the number one quarterback.
Say he's my guy.
Go out and say, he earned it. He's our number one.
Yep.
We're moving forward with him this season. And that's the end of the conversation.
It's my guy. That's my guy. That's who we're going to win with.
But it just shows he's not going to be. This is another example of a head coach that's better as a coordinator.
It could be. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Lenny, good to hear you, man. Enjoy the day and appreciate you. Thank you. There's nothing wrong with being a good coordinator. North Turner was a great coordinator. Made a great career out of being that, right?
Yes, he did.
What a great head coach. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
And I agree. I think Todd Bowles is absolutely one of those guys that is in over his head as a head coach.
Because of that statement or because of what?
He's just a statement is just part of it. I think he's a guy that, in his head coaching opportunities, it's one where even last year, that team should have been better. Even with Tom Brady in his last season, Brady wasn't washed. Some people like to say. And it just doesn't feel like he has the command that you need because, sometimes being a head coach isn't about how much football you know. It's about being able to manage all the other football things on your team.
It's interesting. He was head coach of the Jets, right? Didn't work. They didn't have a good team. That was a talent thing. I'm not sure that there's a ton of talent on Tampa Bay right now. Like you can go through and what excites you about their roster? If Bruce Arians or Bill Belichick or I don't care whoever, what excites you about Tampa Bay's roster outside of their top 2 wide receivers?
If there was a quote unquote top tier coach on this team, we'd still feel a little because you're your quarterback option. So that's a fair point to it with Todd Bowles not having a top
Kyle Trask or
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. So you might be right. And so he might just be a good coordinator, what you and Lenny are saying. But and to Lenny's point, and this is where I'll lean with you guys a little bit, because it's not just about the talent, all right, but how you handling it, and to come out and say he's my quarterback for now. And I agree with Lenny. Even if you're telling these guys, I wouldn't even tell them privately. I made a quarterback choice because I have to make a quarterback choice. And I'm not going to be wishy-washy about it because it sends a message to my team that, well, I got the lesser of two evils. I make a quarterback choice. He's my guy. Even if in my mind I may make a change in week 4, I'm telling that to me, my quarterback coach and my offensive coordinator, not my whole team in the media. So I'll lean that way. But I look at their roster, and I'm not sure what there is to be excited about. And so if Kyle Shanahan was the coach of this team, or Andy Reid, how good would they be with Baker Mayfield as their quarterback and maybe Kyle Trask and that defense? And I don't know. I mean, is it all Todd Bowles, or is it X's and O's or Jimmy and Joe's?
What about last year?
Were they great last year? What was the difference? Tom Brady? I thought, and I think Tom Brady was more on the decline than you do. So we're going to differ a little on this. And I know what the numbers say. And first of all, the fact that Tom Brady had to throw more passes than anybody in the NFL last year tells you a little bit. They should have been better. They should have run the ball. But it also tells me they weren't that damn good. Did you think Tom Brady was a difference maker last year? Because I did not. I didn't think he was. I thought Tom Brady a name. I thought Tom Brady was a above average quarterback, not a really good quarterback last year.
That's the way it went out.
It's the way it went out. And by the way, beats the hell out of going out as a below average quarterback.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to pass judgment on Todd Bowles. When has he coached a good team? Now, there's guys who make their name overachieving with teams that we think aren't very good, right? Dan Campbell is making his name with a Lions team that
that's
basically was thought to be garbage.
That's on the franchise.
Yes,
and not Todd
the GM. Yeah,
because if you put Derek Carr in Tampa Bay, they are the favorites to win that
and they should have went and got him.
They swung and missed on having any plan at the quarterback position.
And so that's why
because if you liked Kyle Trask enough to not go out there,
then make him your quarterback.
Then he should be your starting quarterback this season.
Yep. No, I agree with that.
Not Baker Mayfield.
And that's why it's hard for me to put this all on Todd Bowles.
But he made that decision to start Baker Mayfield.
Well, he had over Kyle Trask. I mean, look, he's there every day.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you believe in Kyle Trask.
Well, does he or does the GM?
Like, because there was something there where they didn't go after a guy that could come in and start away.
Bad move.
Baker Mayfield's a backup quarterback in this league now.
That's right.
And they just announced him as a starter yesterday.
We agree. Now, I don't know if that's on the coach for the GM, but if my choice is Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask,
Kyle Trask must have been
Where am I working next year? Yeah. And when we come back, I know I just teased this going into the last break, but we're going to hit this because it's a long streak. It hadn't happened since 1982, and it is one of the best franchises in all of global sports. And the streak is not over. We got a problem in Gotham, and it's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
So you know how all these franchises have these slogans, just win, baby, commitment to excellence, whatever our standard.
Against all odds.
But yeah, whatever.
Everyone against us.
Yeah, then there's that. We got a little bit of a historic losing streak going on in I know whatever your national outlet is, and I don't care if it's ESPN, if it's Fox, if it's CBS Sport, whatever. They cram the Yankees down your throat, right? Because they think everybody loves the Yankees. Everybody cares. And I don't know how much you care about the Yankees if you're not a Yankee fan. People tell me, oh, baseball's better when the Yankees are good. Maybe. I'm not sure I buy it. Baseball was just fine when I watched the Phillies and the Astros in the World Series last year. It was just, it was fine. The Yankees have lost 9 straight games for the first time in 41 years, 1982. They lost to a really bad team yesterday, the Washington Nationals. So the last time the Yankees have won a baseball game was August 11th. Today's the 23rd. Last time this went down was September 13th through the 21st of 82. Final month of a 79-win season when they had 3 managers that year. They've been outscored 53-20. They haven't had a lead. This is one of the crazier stats of this whole thing. What's today's date? The 20, what did I tell you, 22nd? 23rd. The last time the Yankees led a game was in the second inning on August 14th. I want you to think about that for a second. Baseball, right? Oh, they go up 1-0, but they lost 4-3. Or they were up 3-1 in the third, but whatever. They haven't led a baseball game in 9 days. The New York freaking Yankees. I like Aaron Boone, but there's no way he's around next year, right? No, and he's taking all the heat. This is another one where are they just not that good? They're in last place. Take a look at Major League Baseball standings. And it's like that division is, I swear to you, it's upside down. It's upside down. Orioles are in first. The Rays are in second. 2 of the smallest payrolls in Major League Baseball. Now, what are we told all the time? Well, you got to go out, you got to spend money, and you got to win, and you got to buy free agents, you got to spend money, you got to spend money, you got to spend money to win. The Twins are in first place. The Brewers are in first place. The Orioles are in first place. But that division goes Orioles, Rays, Toronto, Boston, and the Yankees. It's just bonkers what's going on.
It feels like there's more variance in baseball than other sports
in regards to
like the whole money versus championship thing.
Well, because it's a non-capped sports too, right?
Yeah.
In capped sports, everybody's kind of spending the same thing.
Or you can magically find ways, invent ways to have money on your cap and have 3 superstars, or restructure contracts and create $35 million cap space instantly.
Well, I guess it goes down to this. Do you care? Like, do you feel baseball? Because to me, and I know we don't sit here and we're not going to break down last night's Major League Baseball every night, but I think this has been a really cool baseball season. I don't know how much you guys sit around and watch. You sitting at home, you in your car, whatever, watch baseball. Maybe you watch your team. You watch, like the Dodgers have been on just a tear right now. Okay, they lost their last game, but they had won like 13 games in a row or something crazy. The Dodgers are 11.5 up. Remember the Diamondbacks were leading that division like a month ago? The Dodgers are 11.5 games up. But watching what Milwaukee's doing, if you've not watched Atlanta, like the playoffs are coming, you are going to look at that Atlanta Braves team and just go, oh, dude, he's good. Like, everybody's good. They're terrific. But the stories that were the Tampa Bay Rays to start the season with that crazy win streak to start, the fact that the Baltimore Orioles, they are baseball's version of the process. And their owner came out yesterday and said, we're going to have to raise prices if we're going to keep these guys. We're going to have to raise, if you guys want us to keep all these young stars, y'all are going to have to pay for it.
Yep. Jeff, we are 5 days away
from
being able to pay attention.
When you give a damn?
To Major League Baseball in the standings down the stretch. 5 days away, folks.
What was JJ's date? August 20. I'm paying attention.
5 days away.
I give a damn. But does it matter to you as just the non-Yankee fan that they've lost 9 in a row, that they are the worst team in their division? But by the way, they wouldn't be the worst team in every division.
Yeah.
But in that one they are.
Here's the thing in sport, and I am always one that I do not like the big city narrative.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then only play 4 teams and eliminate everyone else. Like it frustrates me to no end when people say, well, sports can't be good because this team's not good, and when they're good, no, find a way to make it interesting. It's your job to talk about it. There's a lot of lazy talking heads that just sit in New York City all the time and say, well, it's no good because the Knicks aren't winning.
No, that's right. I mean, remember when the Knicks they won that one playoff game and
they partied like they just won the NBA Finals.
And it was so cool. They got knocked out in the first round when Trae Young went in there and
take a bow. Trae.
Yeah, that's right.
But the thing is these teams are so polarizing because people dislike Cowboy fan so much. People dislike Yankee fans so much that in these cases, it absolutely matters. That's why you have someone like Chris Collinsworth saying if NBC could broadcast 17 Cowboy games in primetime, they absolutely would. People say they don't care, but they're so polarizing you end up caring because you don't care so much.
Well, like, how many Yankee hats do you see around? Different colored New York Yankee. You see them everywhere, right? All around this town, you see Yankee hats. You don't see Met hats. You don't see Cardinal hats, right? I mean, but are they Yankee fans, or is that just a fashion statement? I don't even know.
You know, it is part fashion for some people, especially the different colored ones,
right?
That's like.
But it's a brand, dude.
Yeah,
but it's the brand, and it's the power of that brand. You think the Yankee brand is past?
No, the multicolored, just random Yankee hats. Because I don't know why I did it, but when I was like in middle school, I had a yellow Yankees cap.
Okay.
Blame it on Limp Bizkit.
All right. So what made you buy the yellow Yankee? No, that's actually kind of cool. So
just fashion.
Why'd you buy a Yankees cap and why in yellow? Because I
was
saw
a very impressionable
cool.
young kid.
Right.
You know, it's funny, JJ, you pretty much took the words out of my mouth. Like, the only reason I care is because I don't like the Yankees. and they are polarizing. You're absolutely right. And it's interesting because, when I see them not leading in 9 days, it makes me happy.
Well, let me just tell you this. We're going to get this narrative when we go into baseball. And I write the email for you right now. Nobody cares, Jeff. Who's going to watch the Orioles and the Rays and the Twins and the Rangers and the Astros in the playoffs and the Mariners? Most of us.
Yeah, I'm thinking Rangers, Mariners, Twins even. Like, those are fun teams to watch.
Damn right they are. I want to see the Reds in the playoffs. Now, I know they faltered a little bit. But
some of these young guys.
You know, Dodgers are there. Like, is anybody going to cry for the Dodgers when they finally fall off the cliff? Nobody's going to cry for the Dodgers. Atlanta coming all the way. Like, the best team in baseball is Atlanta. I was having this conversation with my mom the other day. There's a Freddie Freeman or Mookie should be MVP. I'm like, it's going to be Acuna. Who? Why him? Look at what he's done. Look at his number. He's unbelievable. By the way, he clowns on Freddie Freeman.
And that is why you can't talk about baseball until August 28th. Because the Dodgers go out there, start slow. We get the question, what's wrong with the Dodgers? Nothing. There's 287 games left for the playoffs. They're fine.
There's not 287, man. We are closing in on it. It's something. I don't know. I just saw it and I'm like, wow, all right. 1982. That's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. And it's not over. And they're not playing great teams. I mean, they're playing freaking Nationals. But they're all about it, man. They are all about it. And they're just getting beat, and they're just getting beat, and they're just getting beat, and they're just getting beat. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit about conference realignment. There's all kinds of conversations, and we're still waiting. But I want to tell you, and you need to hear what one coach from a non-football sport in the ACC said, because we're waiting on the ACC right now. That's the next decision. Is Stanford and or Cal going to the ACC? That's Clemson, Florida State, that ACC. That's the next step. What one non-football coach in the ACC has to say about Stanford joining their league? I think it's going to bring this thing to a little bit of reality. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show. In the
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
Red, weekdays from 4 till 7 on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
All right, we're waiting on the next pin to fall in the college conference realignment scenario. The next decision to be made is the ACC. Are they going to admit Stanford and or Cal and or SMU? There's reports that both Stanford and SMU are going to tap into their endowments to replace media rights distributions and hence make themselves more attractive to the ACC. I don't know if that's real. I don't know where that is. There's I heard that there was a meeting, Zoom meeting scheduled by the ACC today that was called off. At some point, we're going to get a decision and things are going to move. Now, I can't think of another scenario where I would be telling you what the women's soccer coach at North Carolina has to say. But the women's soccer, like their power.
Very good.
I know they're a power. No, I understand that. Their women's soccer coach is a gentleman named Anson Durrance. Okay. And he was asked about adding Stanford and maybe Cal and whatever. Okay. And we've had the conversation how it's great for football, or maybe it is, maybe it's not. But what about women's soccer and volleyball and golf and softball and baseball and all that stuff? Traveling across the country and schools and is it charters? So the women's soccer coach, Anson Durrance, said this: adding Stanford and Cal to the ACC would be a wonderful feather in the cap for our commissioner. But for us, with boots on the ground, no. It's going to be horrible for us. Our budgets aren't extraordinary as it is. And now we would try to add in flights across the country to play these two schools, which will be incredibly expensive. And then the fact that now we're exposing the whole country. Not that Stanford and Cal don't have a national recruiting platform. Of course they do. But if you put those two schools in the ACC, it's going to be so easy for them to recruit nationally. So it'll just benefit them in my opinion, not us. We built the best women's soccer conference in the country. And there's no way I want to share the glory of our conference with two schools that could do a very good job recruiting against us. And so basically, I want Cal and Stanford to die on the vine. I look forward to seeing Stanford, which is a very difficult school to recruit against. I would look forward to them basically having it be so difficult for them to recruit the elite soccer player, and then we would be in a position to obviously gain those kids and put the ACC in an even stronger position, end quote. I want Cal and Stanford to die on the vine. And I'm going to tell you, and I haven't heard this, but I got to believe this is the common sentiment of probably every non-football coach in the ACC.
Yeah, because this is out of control. And for college athletics, we understand it. Football money equals revenue equals run your athletics department. But what's the end goal in all of this? Are they just trying to push this to where they can create their quote-unquote super league and split athletics?
They being who?
They, SEC, Big Ten. And can someone speak from these television networks? Is there any interview requests? Like, what do they see value in it, but what are they doing? What do they want from college athletics? They're paying a ton of money for these games. but there is zero feedback on what it does to everything else. They got their college football content, but they are absolutely on the verge of destroying a system that it didn't need destroyed. It just needed tweaked. It needed changing. But there's zero guidance. There's obviously a ton of money in college football, but that does not equal the rest of working out the entire time. And that's where I'm kind of struggling to say, what does this all mean? All right, you have a 20-team conference. You have a 25-team conference.
What does that even look like?
So does non-conference games not exist anymore? Like, what is the end goal? And that's what I'm saying. Obviously, there's value there because ESPN wants to pay these contract blocks they're invested, and then they're just kind of begrudgingly going, I guess we'll deal with college basketball and give you an ESPN Plus platform for these other things. But what do they want for college athletics?
And I don't know that there's an answer yet. Jay, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Jay.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Good. How you living?
I'm living chubby.
Good.
Very
Attaboy.
chubby.
Attaboy. I like that a lot.
So finally somebody said the quiet part out loud for whoever the coach was. And I think it affects women's sports more so in that if you are recruiting against Stanford and Cal and you're Virginia, and Virginia's a great school, or North Carolina are great schools, but the opportunity to go to Cal and Stanford, especially Stanford, is something that a lot of kids on the East Coast do dream of. Mm-hmm. California is that magical, far-off land. Yeah. So I agree. When you are a coach at an ACC school, why would you let them into the conference? You know, you already have to compete with Notre Dame, and that's a good point. That's a school in that same ilk of both of those schools. The other thing is, and I'm just wondering, and I'm going to ask you. I'll defer to you guys because I'm kind of curious about your opinion on this. Are we seeing the end days of the NCAA as a governing body for college football? I mean, as it is, they don't really do much, but are we seeing the end days of that and that body going away?
All right. No, Jay, I'll answer off the air. I appreciate the call. So I know what you think about this. You think the NCAA is probably gone within the next 5 to 10 years, right?
Yes.
I think it might be. It might be headed that way. I'm not as convinced as you are. And what replaces it? Do we need a governing body? Does it get reshaped, reformed, reorganized? There's an overhaul. There's certainly, to me, there's probably an overhaul.
I think right now the only way to find some stability in college athletics would not happen because there'd be too many people crying in all these rooms. Instead of realizing
now everybody's got theirs, right?
Well, instead of realizing that there's going to be some inequities and the money is going to be different. Like, football has to be separate than everything else. Like, that is what is going to break this model, is that it is all sports to these conferences.
Yeah. Ben, you want to talk about those Yankees? Good morning, Ben. You're on the Sports Animal.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry to change the subject back to what you guys were just talking about.
Yeah,
I heard one of the best stats I've ever heard this morning. The last time the Yankees lost 10 straight, they weren't even the Yankees. They were the Highlanders in 1913.
And that could happen tonight. Wow. That's so good.
1913.
I love that. See? All right, man. Appreciate that.
2020. It is 2023.
I know.
Just put that,
that's 111 years
marinate
ago.
in your mind for a little bit.
111 years. 111 years ago.
Insane.
Yep. It is.
I think Oakland did that like 4 times already this year.
I think that might be right. Ben, enjoy it today. Appreciate you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Later. 111 years. If they lose tonight, they match that. I love that kind of stuff. So when you're pulling stuff out of the dust like that, I love that mess. Sean, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Sean.
How's it going, folks?
What's happening?
I went to that Wiz Khalifa Snoop Dogg concert last night as well. What a show!
Me too. You still you still feeling it?
Did you see Jeff down there in a VIP? Try to get his attention.
There was a large cloud. It was hard to see anybody.
Yeah, it's quite the truth. There was a large cloud. It was hard to see anybody. Yeah, it was a good time though, huh?
Oh, it was so good. I'm not the biggest rap fan, but that was a good show.
It was a good show. I totally agree with you.
The fact that Todd Bowles is the head coach anywhere is laughable. What he did with the Jets, how he managed to convince Bruce Arians to give him that job, he should be laughing his way to whatever retirement he can get after he's done with Tampa Bay.
He's getting it.
Like, the whole Fitzmagic, Sam Darnold, the list is endless.
It's a pretty good point. He's had a hell of a lot of marginal to less than marginal quarterbacks. You're right.
And he couldn't commit to them. We didn't want to pay Fitzmagic, and then we missed the playoffs again, 2015, I think it was. Painful time.
Yeah, it's a really good point. All right. Maybe he's just a coordinator.
With Dak Prescott, before I go, folks,
yeah,
if he plays bad through the year, what's the Cowboys' option?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, right? You don't extend him. You're kind of stuck with him. You take a huge cap hit, and you got to start thinking, what's the next chapter?
But is it Cooper Rush time again?
Yeah. Or it's something else. Look, there's a lot of options. Everybody's moving around. Nobody thought Derek Carr would be a Saint a year ago today, right? There's a lot of options. There's a lot of ways to go.
Maybe they'll call Carson Wentz, right?
There you go. That's what. There's your answer. He's still on the scrap heap. Enjoy the day, man. Good to hear you, and glad you had fun last night. It was a good time.
Appreciate you folks. I'm looking forward to see Rogers up on Saturday, as I'm sure everybody else is. We're any kind of agree.
Yeah, we are.
Have a good one, folks.
See you. All right, let's take the final break. When we get back, anything that's happened, I'll get you up to date. Everything you need to know as you go through your day. Here on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say, people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What do you need to know as you go through your day? What's everybody going to be talking about? Well, Reggie Bush is suing the NCAA. Defamation. He wants his Heisman back. NCAA can't give him back his Heisman. The NCAA doesn't control the Heisman. But he wants it's a step in getting that back. Yankees have lost 9 in a row. Wouldn't that guy just tell me if they lose tonight, it'll be their longest losing streak since 1911?
Yes. Yeah. 1911 and 1912. Yeah. 111 years, though.
Something stupid, crazy like that. That's what's going on. That's your big stuff today. Washington State has accused ESPN and Fox of basically breaking up their league. Isn't that what they're saying now?
That was what the president said.
The President Schultz of Washington State has said that. What's his point?
His point is he believes that ESPN and Fox pushed Oregon and Washington to take the Big Ten deal.
And someone's already said that Fox basically paid that. Was it Gene Smith, the athletic director, or the outgoing athletic director now at Ohio State? Didn't he say that basically Fox paid the tab for Oregon and Washington to go over to the Big Ten? Because Fox has the Big Ten rights. ESPN does not. Right? He already said that. So the thought process here is that ESPN and Fox, according to Washington State's president, Kirk Schultz, they don't want Apple in this space. Right? That Fox and ESPN don't want Apple in the sports broadcast game. And so what the president said is, quote, I do think if I was Fox and ESPN, I'm not sure I want Apple in the marketplace, frankly. I don't want somebody with pockets that are as deep as a rival if I can afford it. Was it a strategic move on their part to say if we kill the Apple deal, that gives us 5 or 6 years without them in college football? Question mark. End quote. So, with all due respect, there might be, and I don't know anything. And again, this is one of those places where I have to say, precursor. I do work for ESPN on the event side, and I have no knowledge of any of this. Okay, I'm not privy to any of this. I run a bowl game for ESPN, but they are my employer. Okay, so I that's out there. But I can see a scenario where they would say, "Yeah, I don't want any more competition," but are they the ones who came in like Apple came in with the $20 million per team, while the other conferences were making $32 to $70 million? Is that on ESPN and Fox that Apple came in with that number?
No.
That's what basically broke it up. If I read all these reports that are credible and pretty much have been verified, didn't ESPN go to the Pac-12 and say, here's a deal for $30 million. Said we want 50, and they said, good luck.
Yep.
The response, everything I've heard, the response wasn't, well, no, we want something comparable to the Big 12, which is like 32 million, 31 million. Don't you think at that point, and I don't know, I'm not part of these negotiations. Let's be very clear with this. But don't you think at that point, if ESPN came in and said, here's 30 million per team, and they said, we want what the Big 12's getting at like 32 or whatever, don't you think there would have probably been a solution there?
Yes.
But we want 50. That chasm's a little too big. Good luck to you. Go get it. So Apple comes and Kliavkov, the commissioner, goes back to the president. All right, got our deal. Ready to go? It's going to be almost all streaming, and it's going to be on Apple TV, and you get 20 million per team. Wait, we walked away from 30. Now you got us 20. We have no linear package, and we're all streaming, and boom, there goes the dynamite. And there goes the Pac-12. And the Conference of Champions is now shattered. But that's all on Fox and ESPN? According to the Washington State's president?
Oh, he is insinuating that they helped push Oregon and Washington out the door.
All right, I can see when it got to that point, Fox had to come up with more money. Yeah, when they went to the Big
Because if they were 10 minutes away from signing something,
that's what I hear.
What pushed them out the door at that point?
Money. And the money had to come from somewhere. So if the Big Ten went to Fox and said, hey, we're partners in this, right? Typically, the conference and the television provider, the rights holders are partners. We need X number of dollars. We can get them in here. Now, would it behoove Fox to keep them out of that? I don't know. I guess. But how to get to that point in the first place? If you're going to argue that maybe Fox pushed it over the top when it got to that breaking point, all right, I'll listen to that a little bit. But how to get there in the first place? Their arrogance and their greed got them there in the first place, did it not?
Just arrogance.
Well, arrogance and greed. 30 isn't enough. We want 50. Okay,
Well,
see.
it's not. I wouldn't call that greedy when the for the Pac-12 when you're trying to look out for yourself because that's what everyone else is doing.
The Big 12 wasn't. The ACC wasn't. The Big 2 were getting that. They thought themselves to be better than the ACC and the Big 12. They found out that they weren't.
They also now the ACC is finding out we should probably not agree to 18-year
deals. No, that's right. I mean, that was crazy when it happened, but it did. And they signed the deal. That's why this is crazy. By the way, they're one of the teams to watch, and I'm looking. Jerry Palm's going to be with us at 8:30 tomorrow from CBS Sports. We'll talk about this. Oregon State is a really trendy lookout pick in the Pac-12 this year. Everybody's on SC, but people love Oregon State. Did you see who their starting quarterback is they named yesterday? Either one of you see who their starting quarterback is?
Yes. Transfer from Clemson.
DJ Uiagalelei. The guy who took over at Clemson when Deshaun Watson left, right?
Yes.
He transferred to Oregon State. He will be the starting quarterback.
No, it was Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, that's right. 100% right. You're right. He started the last two seasons at Clemson. He'd been competing for the job with a couple of guys. Remember, he was benched last year. Cade Klubnik came in for Clemson and took his job. Oregon State opens up not this weekend on 0 week, but next weekend. How about this? Oregon State on the road at San Jose State. How'd San Jose State get that one?
Yeah, you're just preparing for a future conference matchup.
That's right. Sorry. Good stuff today. DC, great show. Kobe. Happy birthday, 45 years old, Kobe Bryant today.
You know who else's birthday it is?
It's your birthday. Does that mean yours is tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, DC. Edward Cake. We got DC today and JJ tomorrow. Man, it's birthday week around this hood. Have a great birthday, man. Is that why you wear the Kobe jersey? That's really cool.
Twice a year.
Adrian, great work. Jim Rome show is next. Heard with Colin Coward after that. 2 Men On comes on at 4. And then you get Isotopes at Oklahoma City. Big birthday eve for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Hey, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Finding great
we would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.